Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Lisa Gerard is back. She's from Bark Busters. She's a behavioral therapist and trainer for dogs. Nice to see you, Lisa.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in and bringing Scruffy, your sweetheart.
Absolutely.
So this Friday, I didn't even know about this. It is Take Your Dog to Work. We've heard of the kids, taking kids to work, but I had no idea that there's a day for dogs.
Absolutely, and if you are one of those people who is lucky enough to be able to take your dog to work, there are just a few things that you need to know that will help things go well.
Sure.
So you want to bring a few items that the dog is familiar with because remember, this is a strange environment for the dog.
Yeah, it's a field trip.
Absolutely. So you want to bring things like their dog bed or their blanket or their crate if they're crate trained.
Sure.
You also want to bring food and treats so that they have something to munch on.
Lots of water, I'm assuming.
Some water,
sure.
Some toys or puzzles, something to keep them occupied so they don't get into trouble.
Definitely.
And also bring a leash, of course, so that you have control.
Absolutely, that makes a lot of sense. What other tips? You were talking about kind of watching your dogs for potential conflict or any signs of stress, maybe?
Right, you want to make sure, since there are going to be other dogs there, you want to make sure, don't try to force friendships.
Sure.
Not every dog likes every other dog. And you also want to look for signs that conflict is about to happen, such as fixation on the part of your dog or the other dog. You know, the whole posture just changes when they get fixated.
I hadn't even thought about that. That total concentration is when you can kind of know, uh-oh, something's going on.
Right.
Okay.
And you also want to watch for signs of stress in your dog because stress can set the stage for trouble.
Sure.
So if your dog is really uncomfortable or panting or pacing, it might be time to either just give them a break and go outside, or maybe it's time to go home.
Okay. And you know, before we go, we were talking about how this is a relatively new idea, taking your dog to work, would you say?
Absolutely. I don't think it's been going on for very long, and I think it's just starting to catch on.
Okay. Definitely. Well, it is this Friday. I should mention, I'm not sure if I mentioned that. Friday is Take Your Dog to Work. So if you're lucky enough, use these tips. And if you'd like to learn more about Bark Busters, go to KVUE or captv.com. Click on the news links. It'll take you right to Lisa's website. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, our next half hour, all about 4th of July and how to keep these guys safe. Sports is next.